Josh Lucas stood out just straight away. I was surprised to see him and featuring heavily in the trailer. From my day, that stood out. Not just that I recognised his name, but I was thinking, what's he doing in a modern day movie? That gave me the sense that maybe this is just going to be just a load of balls, like that Kickboxer Vengeance. It turned out to be, what's he doing? Josh Lucas in a modern day movie? Just period. He's just someone I half expect to be retired from making movies. He seemed okay. He seemed like he was rolling around in the sand and in the desert. Going with the flow, seemed fine. And as the rest of the cast, they all seemed like young, fresh faces. And it may well get my interest to watching movies. And there's an Italian, like a Jennifer Lopez type character, get me, or a what's the other girl? Anyway, like a Jennifer Lopez type character, Selena type character. Yeah, I assume that they're going to be a couple. Yeah, the nature of its recording had that modern, very modern, clinical feel to it. It showed the characters rolling on from the morning after the evening of the Purge, which we are all used to seeing. I love that idea. The trailer started off with that, the characters like recovering, so to speak, from that night, and then getting back into their way of living, and everywhere looked tidy again. With the lead female in it was walking through the village, and we saw her point of view as she was continuing on with her life, and we saw what she was seeing. She was witnessing the clean-up operation in the village, in the town, and we, the viewers, were watching on as life was continuing on. And that was great to see that. And it didn't rush into the continuing violence of which the title suggests. It didn't rush into that, which I was appreciative of in the trailer. Watching the trailer gave that sense that it wasn't just going to go straight into that we hopefully might get some character development there. And the baddies look really threatening and really, menacing. Look really, really menacing. Not to be trifled with. We got some good masks, good makeup effects, good mask. Actually, some good physical masks there. The design of the masks looks solid. I wonder what the motives will be behind these vigilantes pursuing the Purge. I wonder if they are going to know the people who they are taking their aggro out on. We're introduced to both parties in the trailer quite explicitly. I wonder if they are going to know each other. Are they going to be linked in some way? Or is it going to be this couple, assuming they're a couple, are they going to be a complete random couple which the vigilante party just happen to come across? For example, are they going to just take a liking to their estate where they live, the nice lush stables which we see in the trailer, the gorgeous lush surroundings, in and amongst lush surroundings? Is this going to be purely coincidental that the two parties come across each other, or are they going to know each other in some way? I'm hoping it's not going to be as simple as just a party of innocents being knocked off one by one. I'm thinking maybe we are going to get some kind of link there, hopefully, to open up the narrative a bit. But what could the link be? How could there be a link? How much more complex could the narrative be? Yeah, I'm curious. As to the motive, I love the idea. The impression I get is that the movie itself ain't going to be that complex. Hoping it's not going to be simply a coming across a family of victims which are taken upon to be prey, and then they're hunted down one by one. We see them get killed off. I'm hoping it's not going to be as simple as that, but the trailer doesn't really give much more potential. I got a good feel, apart from that crisp, clinical vibe, with maybe that's just simply because it was filmed digitally. Apart from that, that being, I think, the only sort of like negative, I got that real severe Kickboxer Vengeance sense about its, say, cinematic quality. They may just watched far too digitally for my liking. I hope there's some depth to the characters. I do feel we got that impression from the trailer. I got that impression from the trailer. And some good continuation of violence going on. And it did look like the trailer gave the impression that it was going to take its time with the continuing on of the violence. I do love the idea, I will repeat, I do love the idea of this the new direction this Purge movie's going, where there are some like anarchists out there who are insisting on continuing it after, like I say, the Purge night we've all grown to know, become familiar with it in the franchise. I love that idea where there are some vigilantes out there. The idea that this movie's taking is that vigilantes are continuing it after the initial night. I do love that idea. Yeah, that's that for being the inspiration for me to do this. The minute I saw the title, I thought, yeah, I'm going to do trailer action. That was my instinctive feel when I saw the title for the movie, that I'm going to do trailer action for this movie. Buzzing. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a good feel. Yeah, it's just that sense of the digital quality to it, Kickboxer Vengeance, cheapness to it. Hopefully they're not going to insult us, the viewer, by just simply, like I say, just cheapening out, spending all the money on the name and cheapening out with not much content. Fingers crossed. Right, over and out. Love you and leave you. Here's to the movie. Okay, over and out from the box. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Nice one. Contribute below. Isn't this just great for inspiration? My playground. All on my doorstep. About 15-minute walk, 12, 13, 14, 15-minute walk from where I live. It's not bad, is it? But is it worth us as a species, as a race, being saved? The real themes, the validity of us as a race being able to stand on our own 2 feet. What is the worth? What is our worth, really? Our worth as a species, when it comes down to it, what really is our worth? Why, if it is at all, are we worth saving? The real themes, the value of life. I think the idea of having a purge in the first place was shocking enough. We've all become sensitised to the idea of having a purge, the standardised purge. Now, the throwing up, having a continuing purge. I'm going through my life getting shit on by people who I would never expect it to be coming from. Never. Never. I follow every rule of cordiality in the book. I pay every bill. I'm polite to everyone. By the very people I am minding my P's and Q's with, it's happening by. Why shouldn't every day be a purge day? Why shouldn't? I'm not enticing violence. I'm not trying to stir that pot. I'm not at all. All I'm saying is that theme is to go see a movie with that theme in seems very attractive to me. Is it shocking to you that they have made YouTube viewer? Is it shocking to you that they've made a movie with this theme in it, an ongoing purge? Is it shocking to you? Comment below, please. Share your thoughts, honest ones, please. Honestly, are we being desensitised to the idea, the fictional idea of having a purge? Are we becoming completely desensitised to that idea? How do you feel about it? What was your instinctive reaction when you saw the trailer come online? What was your instinctive thoughts, your reaction to that theme in the movie? Not so much as to the movie itself, because it looks like it's probably just going to be just a run-of-the-mill, just standard digital fare, cable fare. But just what do you think of the theme? That theme of a continuing purge. What was your honest reaction? What was your instinctive reaction to that theme? And write below in the comments also if you think it irresponsible of the filmmakers to make this Purge movie. Specifically the Purge movie, which we're going to be watching soon, where it's ongoing after the initial night. Do you think it's extremely irresponsible or not? 2 days on, and I think it is actually quite irresponsible that there may be some encouragement for members of the public to unleash themselves to their innermost hate. We all know that the biggest crimes take place behind closed doors and simply can't be criminalised because they are just too hideous. We all know that is standard, that is default. And is totally out of our control to prevent. I was even thinking then, what age would I like to be if the government did actually allow it? I mean, what age would I be like? Because I'm physically in my prime now, so to speak. I would be able to defend myself at my best possible right now. I can run for miles without stopping now as I'm speaking into the camera. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't take any non-prescription drugs. I am in a position where I can really physically defend myself at the moment. So if it were to occur now, then fine, so be it. I would know that I would deep down know that I would have done everything possible to defend myself, excuse me. And then I was also thinking, is there anywhere on this earth where we could go to be safe from an ongoing purge, but also at the same time be able to get our food and drink and fresh water, etc., without the risk of being caught by anyone? I was thinking that, and I was thinking, well, maybe there isn't. And I was thinking also, well, there has already been several purge movies made already. But this thing about an ongoing purge has really spurred my imagination, because it means that every day it could happen around the clock. Who is to say when it could end? It really does open a can of worms, an ongoing purge does, this movie. Is it irresponsible of the filmmakers to make such a film? I am naive into thinking that this movie isn't simply representing real life already, aren't I? I'm thinking, I am assuming the movie is implying violence via weapons, keeping the face anonymous and simply getting away with it. But it's not, it's representing real life, isn't it? Based on what I've just said then, about the real crimes, the real criminality which occurs behind closed doors, which can't be criminalised. This movie is basically mirroring real life, isn't it? Every single waking day is a living nightmare for me, and there's no one there to help me. Nobody there for me to turn to for help. It's an analogy for real life actuality, isn't it? For actual, isn't it? The couple who are victimised represent the general public, and the aggressors are the baddies, so to speak, like we would get in any movie. And they're just going to battle out to the end, and we're all going to be fighting, obviously, for the people who are the prey, as they will be representing us, the viewing public. I hope it's not just going to be as straightforward as that. I hope they will actually, like I mentioned earlier in the edit, I hope that they do touch on some solid themes about why we, as a race, as a species, should be saved. I hope to goodness that they do. Not that they just proclaim it, but actually explain an understanding as to why we should be saved. Get me? And also, at the same time, without being preachy, like I also said earlier in the edit, I don't know if a movie of this kind, I don't know if a movie like this can do that, can or will be able to do that. I don't know. I don't know what this movie is going to be like. I haven't a clue how this movie is going to turn out, how it's going to watch as a movie, an hour and a half movie. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work as a movie. As an idea, as a suggestion, yes. As a tweet, yes. But as a movie, I'm thinking, how can it work? How can it work without just turning into a bore fest? Comment below.